to the start of another reading vlog. Today I have no plans besides just staying at home and reading, and also just getting ready for Christmas. It should be a very chill day and hopefully I can get a lot of reading done. I believe this is the first time that I'm going to show my office on my channel. Me and my husband recently bought a new house and we moved in the beginning of November. So we've been living here for about 2 months now and it's not quite ready yet, but I am also trying to vlog myself getting this office ready. As you may or may not know, before living here, we lived in an apartment and I had a big couch in the way of my bookshelves, and my cat's litter was literally right next to my books as well. So it was always very dirty. I was not very happy with how my books were being treated and not having that access to my bookshelf. So I'm so happy that I can finally have this space that I can do whatever I want with it. I do have a desk behind me as well. I got my own desk and I'm just so happy that it's coming all together. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about what I'm reading. So I'm only reading one physical book. This is Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. This was one of the Book of the Month books for October of 2023. And I am on page 91 out of nearly 310 pages. So around 200 more pages to go. So far, this is about a girl who is orphaned and who lives with her younger brother. They both live in a motel room and she's just working so that she can provide for the both of them. And there is this house called the Starling House and nobody knew who lived there. Nobody even knew if anybody was living there. It is just this mysterious house that, because of its mystery, is very inviting to our main character. And every time that she passes by it, she just dreads to go inside and see who is inside, what is inside. And finally she gets to see who lives there and she gets a job there to clean the house. But because it is such a huge house and only one person lives there, this person gets like his groceries delivered. He doesn't go out. It is very dirty. It is just not livable at all. Things have gotten rotten and our main character is working to fix that. But there seems to be some kind of connection with our main character and the house, which I think is why it was so inviting to her to begin with, because a lot of people that she has talked to about the house tell her to stay away. It is not safe. They've heard just the most horrible of rumors and she doesn't listen and she just keeps wanting to go back in. But at the same time, the house also has the same need for her for some reason. Whenever I first started the book and I first read the first few chapters, I thought that the house was going to be more of like a monster house situation where the house literally breathes and has like a mind of its own, which it kind of seems like it does. There are some parts where the house kind of has some response in terms of like creaking, but that's all that we've gotten. I feel like I'm still waiting for the house to be more personified in a way. Like I want it to be more responsive as to what is going around, and I don't think I'm getting that so far. It's actually funny because Monster House is like my go-to nap movie. If I'm taking a nap in the living room and I need something to be playing in the background, I always play Monster House. I don't know why. It's just a thing that I do. It's like the perfect napping time because every time I wake up, the movie is over. But yeah, that is where I'm at with Starling House. I'm also listening to an audiobook. I'm listening to A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is a reread. I read the physical copy a long time ago and I never finished the series. And my husband's boss, I saw her walking around with a copy of the book, and so I just kind of got into talking about it with her, and I told her I never finished the series, and she said she was just so addicted to the book and she wanted to just go home and all she wanted to do was read. And so I told her that I would pick it up again, and so we would continue the series together so that we can talk about it. So I am listening to the first one on audiobook so that I can kind of finish it faster. And I do have the rest of the series on my Kindle. I also have the second book in a physical copy, so I might pick it up physically before I finish the rest on my Kindle. And I do want to listen to the audiobooks as well while I'm reading that. But yeah, that is all that I'm reading. And before I sit down and read for a reading sprint, I do actually have a package. I'm very excited to open this. As you may or may not know, I do keep a reading journal and there are a couple videos on my channel regarding my reading journal, and because the year is coming to an end, it is time to buy a new one. So this is my new one. I'm gonna go ahead and open it and show you guys, unbox it on camera. All right, so give rid of this paper. And here it is. I did get 2 things in order for me to get free shipping, which of course I fell for. And this year I actually got a notebook therapy notebook. I always have gotten the Archer and Olive, but around Black Friday, that's whenever I buy my new notebooks for the next year. And they were all out of the, what is it A5 or A6? I think this is A5. Yes. So they were all out of all A5 notebooks, and I was really upset, but because I've been wanting to try notebook therapy notebooks, I felt like this was the perfect time for me to lose my fear and not get an Archer and Olive, because I love Archer and Olive notebooks, and these are not cheap notebooks. These are quite expensive for a notebook because of the thickness of the paper and just the quality of the notebook. And because I already know Archer and Olive, I didn't want to steer away from it, but this year I did. Now these are also 160 GSM paper, so it's also the same thickness as an Archer and Olive, and they are very similar because they do also have that velvet cover. So this is my notebook for the year 2024, and I don't have this color, and I love the moon. Again, Archer and Olive also had like very simple embedded pictures on the cover, so this is perfect. I feel like I am touching an Archer and Olive notebook. The edges are also like gilded edges, very beautiful, but as you add more stuff to your journal, that's going to disappear, but that's okay. And what I also liked about this is that it also lays flat, just like the Archer and Olive, and it looks like it really truly does. So yeah, this is going to be my notebook for 2024. I can't wait to set it up. I'm going to be very honest, I don't have many ideas of how I want to set this up, but I do want this to be more of like a vintage journal, but I say that now and it might change. So yeah, just look forward to my setup on my channel. Hopefully I get to film it, because again, I do have a desk now, I have light, I have everything that I need to film and then kind of show you guys how I will be setting this up. And on top of that, I did get this like stamp set. Again, I got this so that I could get the free shipping, and this is called the Our Stories Reading Journal Stamps. So of course I had to get it. It's got some stamps that I feel like would be very useful for my reading journal. I really liked that I now have a my rating stamp, and then I could just color in the rating of the book. I don't know if I want to use this one quite yet on my books, but it also has a from the library of, and then it has like a couple little dash lines that I could probably just write Izzy on there and stamp these on my books. And then I really liked these stamps that look like the spines of books that I could probably just use these as little borders. And then there are a couple that are just like plants. There is one with a quill. I might even use this for individual books, like library card, where you can just stamp it and put the date that you started and the day that you ended it. And then I could even use this for like book title. So of course I got it because it's so cute. And yeah, I'm excited to use these in my reading journal. Coming soon again. That's all that I have to unbox right now. I do have a meeting at work because yes, I'm supposed to be working around 11, which is like 40 minutes from now. So I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna read as much as I can, a quick little reading sprint, and then I will probably try to finish my audiobook and then come back for an update. So taking a quick break, I made a pizza for lunch, frozen pizza, Red Baron's. That's my absolute favorite. And I always add corn and jalapenos. Best toppings to go on a pizza, honestly. And yeah, I saved a little slice for my husband. Just a little something. And the rest is for me. I mean, considering the fact that I'm eating for 2. page 197. So I've read 100 pages since like my last update. And the day that I filmed like the whole introduction, I actually read all of that day because I had no other plans. And I ended up wanting to update like before the sunset, but nothing really happened since like my first thoughts about the book, and so I didn't do an update. And then I just kept reading, and by the time that I wanted to do like my final update for that day, it was really late, and so I just went to bed. But yeah, so far, like I said, there's nothing much that has happened. I do know why our main character is drawn to the house, so that's something new. I think that's like the main thing that I've learned from the book in the last 100 pages. And yeah, not much, if I'm gonna be honest. There were some encounters with what kind of attacks the house, and I don't know if I'm a big fan. It's not like, it's just not what I thought it was gonna be, and I think that's kind of why like I stay away from reading any summaries, any descriptions of the books, because then I have like this thing set in my mind of what the book is gonna be, and it ends up being something totally different. But I think so far it's kind of like a 3-star book. It's not bad, but it's not great. But I still have 100 more pages to go. So I'm gonna try to finish this by today, hopefully, and then I can give you like final thoughts and whatnot. But I also want to show you some of the things that I got for Christmas because they are related to like my office or just reading in general. I got an Echo Dot from my husband. We have these all around the house. And because we had a smaller apartment before this, we only had like maybe 4. And we love having lights where we can control with the Echo. And so I have one for my library now. I did also get Final Offer by Lauren Asher. This was a gift from my brother. And also from my brother, he gifted me this tripod. The one that I am currently using, the one that you guys are put on, is only like, I would say maybe like 3 feet, and that's like the highest that it goes. The setting that it is right now is the highest it goes. And so I'm, you know, sitting down, and I eventually want to get into the habit of standing up in front of my bookshelves because again, now I have access to them and I want to be able to film standing up. And so I requested a bigger tripod for Christmas, and he got me both the book and the tripod. If I have to assemble and do all of that, then I might not check it out completely, but it looks like I don't. Let's see. It comes in a little baggie, so that's really cool. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to assemble, so I'm just gonna do a quick check. I want to see how tall it can go. This feels really sturdy, by the way. Like the tripod that I currently use is really flimsy, and sometimes I struggle with it a lot, so this feels really nice. And I really liked this one also because it has the attachment for a camera, but also for your phone. Currently I just film on my phone. I don't have any fancy vlogging camera, so I do like the fact that I have the option to. If I ever invest in a camera, then I can still use it, which is really nice. Versus the one that I have, I don't think you can attach a camera to it. But yeah, I'm gonna be using this and maybe filming in front of my books in the future. And then also from my mom, I got this hoodie that says Booktrover, and I thought it was so cute. And the colors are like giving me inspiration for my reading journal. So I don't know, I really like these colors, the floral and everything. So I think I'm gonna definitely keep this hoodie here. My plans for today, I'm actually gonna go to Target and I have some errands to run. When we moved, our mattress got destroyed. It was ripped. We had a hybrid mattress and the foam on the top, it was ripped. And I've been sleeping on it because I'm not like super sensitive to mattresses. I can sleep on any mattress and my back will be fine. But my husband does not. So when we go to like a hotel or if we sleep at somebody else's house, if he sleeps on a different mattress that isn't his own, he gets back problems and back pain. So we've been desperately needing a mattress, and we got so lucky because the company that we work for was having a Christmas raffle and we actually won a mattress. So the mattress that we got, we had the choice between a king and a queen. we chose a queen, so we're gonna be sleeping in the guest room for a while until we replace the Tempur-Pedic in our master. So that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go find some sheets and probably like a little quilt, something that we can use to sleep on for the meantime. And when I come back, I will read some more. I'm actually gonna sit down and read some right now while I wait for my husband to be ready, because I'm all ready to go. And I'll come back with an update. And I've also been listening to A Court of Thorns and Roses as well. The one thing that I can say is the first time I read it, I remember maybe like the last third of the book was kind of like a blur. I either stopped reading it in the middle of the book and had a break and then picked it up and was confused, or I was just trying to finish the book and probably skimmed through the rest of it the first time around that I read it. So this time, I think listening to the audiobook, it's clearing up a lot of things. The first time I read it, I don't think the ending was any interest to me, which is probably why I didn't pick up the second book. But now that I'm listening to it on audiobook, I think I'm just paying more attention to it. It's an easier read now, of course, because it's the second time around, and I'm really liking it. So again, I will give like final thoughts whenever I'm done with that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read and then give you hopefully what is my final thoughts. Like I said, 100 pages left. I think I can finish this today. Also, not book related, but my sister gave me this backpack from Loungefly along with the matching wallet, and I love it so much. First, she had me open this gift. It is a wallet, a Darth Vader wallet, but look at how cute the floral print on it is. And there's even floral print inside. Love it. And then like at the very end, she had me opening the backpack. So I love it so much. I'm gonna take this to the store today. I'm gonna transfer all my stuff in here and take it with me. So I just finished Starling House by Alex E. Haro, and I'm ready to basically wrap up all the books that I was reading in this reading vlog and just give you my final thoughts and what I ended up giving them as a review. So first off, I'm going to wrap up A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book to a series very well known and very loved in the book community, and this is the second time that I read this, but the first time I read this, I read it physically, which I was trying to find my book, but it's in somewhere around these other boxes that I have that I still have not unpacked yet. I did listen to it on audiobook for the second time, and I think that I was able to grasp more, because I did mention before that I think the first time I read it, I think I stopped maybe in the last third of the book, and I probably went quite a bit without reading it, and I kind of forgot, or I don't remember really what happened because it was years ago. Rereading it as an audiobook and being able to go straight through it. And I also think that working on different tasks while listening to an audiobook really helps me like listen to the audiobook for some reason and really concentrate. And I think in addition to all of that, I was able to understand it more, grasp it more, and therefore I ended up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars, which I believe is the rating that I gave it the first time around. If you don't know, for some reason, A Court of Thorns and Roses is a world full of fantasy, captivating characters. There's danger, there's just a vast world out there that Sarah J. Maas has introduced us to. And we follow our main character, Feyre, who is a huntress. She hunts for need, not as a hobby. She is poor. She must maintain her family. Her mom is no longer in the picture. She sadly passed away, and her dad has like this injury to where he's not physically deemed to provide for the family in terms of like hunting, and so she takes on the task. Her older sisters are very, I wouldn't say lazy, they just don't have that physical attribute to them. They're sisters that don't want to like get dirty, and so Feyre kind of takes on that task to hunt the animals, skin, and do all of the nasty work. And she accidentally comes across a fairy and kills it, and she is punished, so she is having to leave her family behind. And so that's like the basis of the story. That's where we are located throughout most of the book. And I didn't continue with the series the first time around, but I will continue the series now. And Sarah J. Maas really introduced me to just a world of mythical creatures and political intrigue. So in conclusion, I am very excited to continue on with this series, continue on with the world. I'm pretty sure it's just going to expand from here. So again, 4 out of 5 stars. Really loved the book and can't wait to pick up the second one. And then finally, with Starling House by Alex E. Haro. The reason why I didn't want to review this first was because I did not love this book. I think I'm going to give this book a 2.5 out of 5 stars, just because I was not intrigued by the characters. I felt no connection to the main characters. I feel like the romance in the book was just kind of like icky. I don't think that they were a good match at all. In fact, like throughout the book, I didn't feel any connection with the main characters. In terms of like romantic connections, I felt nothing. And then all of a sudden they just kiss and they have feelings for each other, and they're like confessing these feelings, and I'm like, hold up, like when did this happen? Because I could have sworn that this was just a boss and employee kind of relationship, but I guess it wasn't. I didn't pick up on it. The world building was, I think it was just okay. I feel like the story that was behind this whole situation was very convoluted. There was many times when different people tried to tell the story of what happened in terms of what's going on with the Starling house, and it was always something different. And I get that the author was trying to kind of pin the way for the final story of what actually happened, but to me it was kind of annoying to see like different points of views and people telling this story or this rumor, but actually this is what happened, no, actually this is what happened. And so it was just kind of like, it was just overwhelming. I feel like the author really dragged out what the story was really about and what was the cause of everything that happened in this book, when I feel like I just think it was unnecessary. I feel like if we could have maybe focused a little bit more on engaging the main characters as a romantic couple that they should have been from the very beginning, or maybe even midway. But like I said, we were just kind of thrown into it, and I had no desire for these characters to even have any feelings for each other. Like it was no slow burn or anything like that. It was just kind of like all of a sudden, I have feelings for you. And I don't know, I didn't really like that. Also, the creatures within the book were just like not scary to me at all. I feel like the author tried to describe them but didn't really do a good job. Like I could not really picture them in my mind, and that was kind of disappointing because I wanted to be terrified, even though yes, it's a book. But I have read other books where beasts and creatures and monsters have been described, and I could like vividly picture them, and some were very gruesome, but I don't think I got any of that from this. And then the ending was just, to me, it felt very like open-ended. And although sometimes that works really great with books, I feel like with this one, I kind of just wanted it to conclude. Just tell me what happened and, you know, we'll call it a day. That's not what I got. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5 stars. I'm just sad to say that because the cover is absolutely stunning. Like that's what drew me to the book. But yeah, so that is all that I read for this reading vlog. I hope that you enjoyed watching as much as I've enjoyed making it, and I will see you in my next one.